Okay, did this construction in the cat, put in a drain for a shower, and I drilled holes and screwed it, put a gasket in here, and then it's adapted from I think 2 inch to 1.5 to 1.25 1.25 inside diameter is exactly 1 inch, or just a hair over 1 inch. I think it's a 1/16 over, which means that this gadget, which is a jug full of foam, it's buoyant on its own though, but conduit goes right through it, foam inside, still not cured. I'm not waiting any longer, but you can see that this piece fits over it and slides smoothly. So as the septic level comes up, it will slide this pole in the cover, which will make this pole protrude above the cover. And as long as I mark this pole, right now it's 3/4 of the way full. So this should be interesting. I guess the first thing I got to do is mount this, is put the barrel in there, the floating thing there, the buoyant float in there. This thing smells pretty nice. I'm going to take all the bolts out so I don't lose them. Very buoyant. Hope I'm right on this. This is going to suck if I'm not. Alright, I think it's going to work out nice. I'm just going to line this up with the existing holes, if I can find them. Okay, so this is at around 3/4 right now. Now I'm going to have to take this thing, out the first time around as it fills, so I know that the markings are valid. And then after that, from that point on, should be good. Alright, so for now, I'm going to bolt this thing down. I'm putting a PVC cap on here, like so. Glue that on. So what happens is when the tank is emptied and this is put back in, this cap will actually be will be inside this drain piece. There's a recess in here due to all the adapters, and so this thing will be flush. And then as it starts to get, I would say, halfway, around the halfway mark, then this thing will start to come up. Otherwise it won't. Like, it won't be measuring it from the very bottom. That's completely unnecessary. Also, so the sewage doesn't come out of the pipe and land directly on the buoyancy float, I just put a 90-degree 3-inch elbow in it to let all the waste kind of flow to the right instead of flying right out and landing on it. I'm pretty sure that'll do the trick. For now, I'm going to bolt this down. I'm going to glue this cap on, and then I'll start marking where it is. So right here is the 3/4 mark. That's where we are. And as this thing comes up, obviously it'll be marked accordingly. So the first time around, like now, I'm going to take the time and actually mark it by taking it off, verifying where it is, 7/8 of the way full, and then totally full, and then over full, So that should do the trick. So this floats And by the reason why I wanted that sleeve rather, that this pipe travels in super tight as far as tolerance goes, is because if it isn't, you end up with this thing coming up on an angle because it's buoyant and it wants to it'll want to drift to the right and to the left. Obviously, if it drifts to the left, then this pole will come up and start angling to the right. I kind of want it to stay straight. So, okay, so I'm gonna just bolt this down, and that's pretty much it. Let me give you a close-up of this. See, in that cap at the top, this cap will actually be below this level because this is made actually for I think it's an inch and maybe a 2-inch pipe, but the water goes down into something about the size of an inch and a half, so that gives it enough room to completely recess this cap down inside. But this cap is going to be the only thing that stops the thing from falling in. Which I considered putting a clamp on here, but I think this thing doesn't weigh that much. This thing will be able to hold it. I'm just going to glue it in there very well right now, and that should be the end of it. Alright, so I'm going to bolt the rest of this down. It should be good. You can see that it's buoyant. Okay, that's good.